Hello everyone, and welcome to my Let's Play of Sonic 3 and Knuckles. It's been a long time coming, but now with connections finally over, it's time to move on to something new. Sonic 3 and Knuckles is a game that was originally released on the Sega Genesis back in 1993, and eventually had an expansion to it in the form of Sonic and Knuckles in 1994. Now, although it was originally released on the Genesis, it's had many ports over the years. And this port specifically for the PC in 1997 is the one I'll be playing today. It's, for the most part, pretty much the same as any other version, but there are a couple of minor differences which I'll get into as the time comes. For now, we'll just get into a new game here. I think I'll be playing for this LP Sonic and Tails, because as I said in the trailer, I would like to do 100%. And one thing that I found is Tails is very useful for getting to some of the secret rings later on that will be required in some of the later acts. You can also play as just Sonic, Tails, or Knuckles, which all have their minor differences. Knuckles in particular actually has kind of his own campaign with some fairly major level and story differences. There's even a couple of different bosses. So perhaps in the future it'd be kind of fun to revisit this game and play it through as him. Tails is actually pretty much the same as Sonic. In fact, Sonic shows up in the story anyways for a lot of it. So not too different. He has this different super form. So I don't know, maybe just for fun as a revisit in the future I'd go back for him. There's not really any reason to play as just Sonic, especially for purposes of LP, like I mentioned before. So I'm not even going to bother with that. So for this one, we'll go as Sonic and Tails and just get right into it. So the story of this game is that after the ending of Sonic Hedgehog 2, the Death Egg, seemingly destroyed, ends up landing on Angel Island. And is, well, Eggman wants to go after the emeralds again. Now, in the manual, it specifically states that Knuckles had the emeralds, and Eggman was trying to obtain them from Knuckles. But it was pretty clear in that opening that Sonic had the emeralds. It also mentions that Sonic was trying to steal them, but he kind of succeeded in that because, again, he had the emeralds. So I'm not really sure what Eggman was trying to pull there. I guess it just leads to Knuckles' stupidity, as always. Anyway, let's get right into the game here. It's like any Sonic game, it's pretty simple to control. You only need to move and jump. You can spin dash to build up speed. And the objective is to make it to the end of the stage. I know it seems like a weird thing to explain, but I'm sure someone out there has probably never seen or played this game. Now, right away, we'll be getting into these bonus stages here, because we need those to collect the emeralds for 100%. And I'll explain these stages of getting to them. So, unlike a lot of Sonic games, the bonus stages in this are quite unique, and probably some of my favorite in any Sonic game. The objective is to run over the blue spheres and make them turn red. Touching a red sphere will take you out of the level, so you obviously want to avoid them. Now, I don't know why, for whatever reason, they decided never to bring this back and only keep the, in my opinion, much worse half-pipe stages of Sonic 2. These ones I like because they require a lot more skill, and it's actually possible to kind of speedrun them a little bit because they're not on rails as much. And I think there's just a lot more variety. Whoa, almost messed up there already, that'd be bad. The first couple stages are pretty easy, so I don't mind talking over them, but later ones I might not be talking as much, which obviously isn't very good for recording purposes, but it might just end up being how it is, because I need to concentrate if I want to make sure I do these in one try, so I don't have to try and restart the zone or something like that. So again, that one was pretty straightforward, just a few spheres here and there. They're all in nice squares, so you just have to skirt the outside to get all the ones inside as well. Now, I'll actually admit, this is my third time trying to attempt to record this. First one, I didn't like how it turned out, and the second time, as embarrassing as it is, I forgot to hit record. So, while a good run, it didn't record at all, and so now I have to do it again. Hopefully this time this will turn out kind of decent, but fingers crossed, I guess. Now, another thing too is this is my first time kind of recording an action game for an LP purposes, so trying to talk while playing this is going to be a bit tricky. And Tails, what are you doing? You're not helping at all. Please stop. Thank you. There we go. First secret here, more invincibility music, of course. But yeah, it's just gonna get a bit getting used to. But obviously, more games I'll be playing in the future will be more action anyway, so I guess it's something I need to take care of now. So already we have the first boss. However, this is not the end of the stage, and this boss in particular is actually invincible at the moment. So jumping on him doesn't really do anything. I just do it out of habit. However, we do get our first bonus stage. These bonus stages are activated by collecting certain amounts of rings and hitting a checkpoint, as you saw there. Different amounts of rings will get you different kinds of games, and this one in particular is probably one of the best because it lets you collect lots and lots of rings via the slot machine in the middle here. Assuming I can jump into it, please. Or not. Come on. Of course, you can also lose lots of rings if you collect the 3 Eggman symbols on there, so I need to be careful. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Also, if I get the jackpot, that would be really great. 200 rings would be a really nice boost. Or, you know, I could just get nothing and get kicked out of the stage. That's fine, too. There's not really a lot to talk about that one. If you hit the walls too much, they'll all turn into gold icons as well, which will also make you leave. So you can't stay in there forever. And already we're on to the second stage. This one's pretty much the same as the first. Just a lot of nice big squares to get the spheres with. Not a lot of tricky patterns or requirements to jump. Sometimes I can take shortcuts in the layer stages by jumping in between these barriers of red spheres, but it's really hard and not something I want to attempt while recording at all, because it's very inconsistent, at least by my standards. I think instead I'll just follow the path that they provided for us, and hopefully don't mess up. If I do mess up, it's not too big of a deal. I mean, I do have to restart the zone, because, again, since this is not emulated, there's no save states in sight. But, yeah, I'll just be jumping recording, and it'll probably take me a few minutes to get back to where I was, which would be unfortunate, but necessary evil playing this version, which I think is the superior version in some ways. At least, well, maybe not superior, but unique at least. Gives it a nice little twist compared to most Sonic 3 LPs I'm sure most people have done. In fact, I don't know if it's really widely known this version even exists. I don't really know what kind of sales numbers this version had, but I definitely didn't hear about it until a few years ago. I didn't even know they ported it like this to the PC back then. I had a computer at the time, but I didn't discover Sonic until the Mega Collection on GameCube, so I would not have known about it. Alright, let's see if I can... No. Alright, well, this is a good time as any to show off why I picked Tails. The way I have this set up is actually I'm using a GameCube controller hooked up to a PC using Joy-to-Key for controls. Because like I said, I played on GameCube, so I'm actually most used to the GameCube controls. And using a stick for the Blue Sphere stages is my preferred way of playing it, as crazy as that may sound. But one thing the Joy-Key allows me to do is I can actually control both Tails and Sonic with the same controller. So it lets me do stuff like that. So I get the advantages of Tails and the gameplay of Sonic. That let me get this lightning shield, which will not only let me double jump, but it'll also collect rings within the vicinity. So that's really useful. I don't want that fire shield over there because I definitely prefer the lightning shield. Although the fire shield would be good against this boss because it lets me jump from underneath there, whereas flames shooting out are. But that's not a big deal because I can just jump up here and... Oh, okay. Well, so much for that, I guess. Oh, that was a bad power shield. Oh, that was a good one, though. So I forgot about invincibility frames, I guess, and that kind of ruined that strategy, but that's okay. One thing else I can do is, if I don't have a shield on me, I can do a sort of mini shield for a brief second. This will make me invincible and let me do pretty much anything. It's really nice, but unfortunately it has been a little bit since my last playthrough of this game, so my timing's a little off. Alright, so already on to Act 2 here, and where we'll collect at least 2 more emeralds. I usually get 4 in the first zone, and Hydrosity I can collect 1 or 2. but it's usually not till Marble Garden that I achieve Supersonic most of the time. I do, however, for the purposes of the LP, because I sometimes fumble around when in the casual playthroughs, I do have maps of each level on my other monitor here, just in case, just so I don't waste too much time and have to make too many cuts. Let's just quickly get through these few spheres here. I'm already liking how this recording is going a lot more. It's a lot more talkative on these special stages, which is really good. I was very silent before. I guess I just wasn't as confident, but kind of warmed up now, I guess, after 2 failed attempts at recording this thing. However, it did give me an idea of how long this LP will be. It took me about an hour and a half to get through the Sonic 3 portion of the game, so I'm expecting this LP to be about 10 parts, kind of like Connections, maybe a few less. The idea is I'll probably do 1 zone per video. I figured that'd be a good way to split it up. Alright, so there's first emerald of the stage. Now I'll go on to the second one here. It's not for a little ways through the stage here, so just for now let's kind of run and keep it going. Alright, so here's the water shield. This shield's pretty good, I guess. It's useful, at least. It gives you infinite breath underwater, and it lets you do that nice bouncing move. That, well, it's a little useful anyways. I don't use it too much, but it's good in the next zone, which is all water. Now, can I get through here? Yes, I can. Yeah, I think I want to go through this way. That's fine. Yeah, so we'll drain the water here and then just continue onwards. Come on, there we go. Oops. Alright, let's see if we can get a different bonus stage. I think it's the gumball machine? Nope, oh, it's a slot machine again. Oh, are you serious? Enjoy that in your ears. Well, Gambler's Fallacy states I won't get that twice in a row, so it's fine. But I would like to leave here at least 1 ring. Which of course means I could just go for the, oh there we go. Could just go for these triangles of rings here, but that'd be the smart thing to do, wouldn't it? Now, I don't need too many rings now, but these bonus stages would be very nice once I get the emeralds for Supersonic. Although that's a very good haul, and I might keep that, but let's go once more, see what happens. No, okay. I think that's enough. I don't want to lose all my rings and cause a death on the first zone. That'd be pretty bad. Alright, let's keep going here. So I think I want to go up here for the ring. Is it up here? It might be up this way. Yeah, I think it's actually all the way up here. I might be wrong though. No, you know what? It isn't. It's actually down this way. Yeah, it's past these, and fall down here. Right in there. There it is. Alright, emerald number 4? Yeah, I think this is 4. It's actually pretty remarkable this game is able to run natively on Windows 10. It didn't need to do anything weird or crazy, no virtual machines like with Connections. Just mount the disk and it's ready to go. Although there is a patch I needed to install, it's easy to find though. Oh, that's not good. Misjumped that one. That's okay. There was a patch I need to install because it is CPU locked, so the game kind of ran a little fast. And by a little, I mean very fast, like impossible to play fast. I'm not really sure I could record video footage of it, but because it would require me to uninstall the patch, and I don't really want to do that at this point. But it was pretty bad. Like, I guess if you ever wanted like a realistic simulation of how fast Sonic ran, well, that would be the mode to play it in. Let's just put it that way. So that's already 4 emeralds, and we've not even finished the first zone. However, there are no more rings to collect in this zone, so at this point, the only thing left to do is just make it to the end and fight Eggman. Oh, can I get up here from here? I guess I'll just go this way. I thought that was a straight path up, but I guess I was wrong. That's okay. You know what? I'll take any extra lives I can get. Oh, that was bad. There we go. Yeah, there's more rings in there. It's always good. But if I can keep the shield, that'd be even better. Guess I could try seeing if we get a different one. Ah, here we go. Everyone's favorite. As a kid, I didn't even know how I was supposed to do it, so I would always die right away because I didn't realize you had to time your jumps on these big electric balls. But basically, you're just supposed to climb your way to the top and collect any bonuses you see. Although I probably should stop because I don't really want to lose the water shield. I think I keep it into the next stage. No, actually, no. I don't think I do. You definitely lose your shield upon reaching the next zone. So I'm just gonna quit because there's not really much here. There is a top to it, and you can actually escape, but there's no point to it. And I wouldn't mind just keeping the shield anyways, just for the sake of having an extra hit against the boss here. So this is a quote-unquote cutscene. I am holding right, but there's really no danger. If you do stop holding right, you do get hit and take damage, but it's nothing. There's no reason why you would stop holding right. Although it does cap your speed, so it's very slow to get through this part. There we go. Alright. See how fast I can beat this. Yeah, I need to be careful I don't fall off the sides here. I do like this version of the song. Are you? Yeah, so what I said before about being careful of falling off the sides, you die, in case that wasn't obvious there. So, try not to let that happen again. But as I was saying, I do like the version of the boss theme in this game. In case it wasn't obvious, it's all MIDI. It uses the general MIDI engine that Windows provides. There is an option to use the FM modulation, sort of similar to a Genesis, but at least on Windows it sounds completely wrong and it doesn't sound anywhere near as good. But I do like the instrumentation choices that they use for MIDI. Makes Angel Island sound way better, and some of the other stages definitely sound better in my opinion as a result as well. So I'm really glad that I've spent almost 20 minutes on this stage when my last recording, quote unquote, since I didn't actually press record. Yeah, I'm just gonna play it safe here. Yeah, let him do all the work, that'd be good. It took me only about 10 to 15 minutes, so I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do. I guess deaths like that might be cut, but that was such a minor death I'm not gonna bother this time. Oh well, if it ends up making like a 20-minute video, that's not a big deal. It's done now. So one thing I realized, well I guess now's not really the time to talk about, but what Knuckles do with the emeralds? Cause I just collected 4 of them again. I thought he was gonna go bring in the Eggman? Who cares? There's Chuckles again. Sending us to the next stage.